Yeah, see a D East representing for In The Booth podcast. Leiba, talk to them no man. We say artists forget out there.
Yeah man, say this is Royal Blue I represent for In The Booth. It's a simple youth, I'ma just bring the truth. No, keep it locked. Alright.
Hey, welcome to another session of In The Booth. I'm your host, Matthew Leiba. I, for one, am very excited about this episode because with so much young persons trying to come up in this music industry, the majority of them fail to understand that it's not just about the music, but there's also a business side to the music, which is very important. In today's episode, we are going to discuss topics such as copyright, sampling, and contracts. We are also going to discuss what it's like to be in the studio working on your craft and to develop that craft. Today, we have two special guests with us. Here we have Royal Blue, an upcoming reggae star with hits such as Blue Maho and Controller Remix, and guitarist Armando Mundo Douglas. Mundo has toured with acts such as Etana, Keznamdi, Jesse Royal, etc. Good day, sirs.
Yo, welcome. Bless up. Okay.
Alright, introduce yourself. Let us the audience know who is Royal Blue and who is Mundo.
Well, yeah, I'm Royal Blue. I'm a young artist in Jamaica, a young performer, recording artist, writer, composer, yeah.
Mundo?
Armando. I'm a guitarist, a musician. I born in Kingston, Jamaica. I grew up in Kingston. So, yard man, straight.
Spanish town I come from, by the way. Everyone don't know the thing, go Spain
Alright.
original.
Mundo, how long have you been doing music?
Well, I started doing music, I would say, in primary school. Big up Sutherfield Primary. In the choir, like grade 5, I started choir. But I wasn't playing any instrument at that time. I just love music, love sing and thing. Then move on to Meadowbrook High School and started playing guitar in grade 8. And from there,
Everything just kicked off.
So that was 2008. I started music, but like on the bigger scene, I would say professionally, I started in 2014, 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Mr. Blue?
I started music in about 5th grade. Like I used to just like write little stupid songs and whatever with my friends. And then as a transition to high school, like I met another group of friends, Marcus, Myri, and some other friends, and we just formed a group and we used to write songs. We used to riot about prices rising in the canteen and everything there. And then I'd say that was it for like up until 2012, 2013. That's when I started to take it like serious, like on a professional level and thing.
Alright, and what got you both into music in the first place? Like, what inspired you both?
For me, personally, music got me into music because I was like an avid listener of Junior Gang and all sorts of people like Luther Vandross, anything that my family was listening to. So because I used to hear what they were listening to, like I'd eventually just, listen and want to create music for myself.
Alright, what got started me in music, at a very young age, I was watching the movies on television and I see guys playing guitar and I say, it looked cool. Growing up, I've always wanted to play the guitar, but I didn't have the opportunity to play. It's just since getting older, then I got the opportunity, and then I just love it. I just love music.
Alright. A lot of persons, like upcoming artists, they just see the music industry and be like, hey, I want to be a musician, and it's just easy like that. So my question to you both, like, tell the audience about the music industry and your experience with the music industry. Is it a bed of roses?
Well, from a musician perspective, point of view, it is not a bed of roses. It's a lot of things. It's it's a lot. You have to be. I don't know where want to start.
Alright, where you think is best? Like upcoming, like we want to like teach them like when they're just coming up.
Okay. Alright, for me, I know Blue can give a better the detail and the artist side, but like from the musician point of view, it is a lot of work because you have a lot of established musicians out there, and they've been putting in the work from way back. So for you now to just come on the scene and to be in demand, you have to be really working super hard. You know what I mean? You have to sacrifices, a whole heap of free shows, a whole heap of free things. That's it. That's
So the notion that musicians, like when they just come on the scene, you're saying that they shouldn't be charging.
No, I'm not saying that, but you have to pay your dues. You know what I mean? You have to pay your dues.
Real talk.
Especially when you don't have a name, and in this field, it is important to have a name, have a reputation to somebody.
It's a lot of compromise, you see me? Like you have to compromise from the beginning. You get me? Because you're not going to be making money right away. You get me? Especially if you're trying to build a name within the industry and build up credibility. You're not going to be making money right away. So you're going to be sacrificing a lot of things like that, And I would say, like, from the artist perspective, is that if you want to do music solely just for fame and for attention and popularity, then I feel like you should go in the next field, because you really have to be passionate about music for you to be, like, really successful.
Yeah, it's a go hard or go home thing.
Yeah, because even if you have some people that they're not talented at all, but because they're passionate about entertainment.
Are you calling out anyone Mr. Blue?
No, I'm not calling out anyone. Who the cap fits, let them wear it and model it.
Yeah, and it comes down to your team. You have a good team too. So someone once told me that it is 10% talent, and the music 10% talent and 90% everything else.
Alright, pause right there, because that's what's failing a lot of these youth. Because even in school right now, a lot of upcoming musicians, artists, they just have the notion that, hey, I have the talent, so that's where it should go from there. I'm going to be the next big thing. So why is it important to know not just about the music, but also the business side of the industry?
I mean, the business is a huge business. There's a lot of different markets, and there's a lot of different sounds and genres and whatever. So for you to just get up and do music, you have to know not only musical direction, but which market it is that you're landing, which lane that you tap into, and you have to hit that market and maximize all your potential right there, because you can't just do anything and think it can work. You get me? And then you do have some people that do that and then it work and them come up overnight, but then it's like, what do you do to maintain that from there on? You get me? Like that's why it's good to know the business inside and out. Like you don't have to be an artist and a manager, but you still have to have, as in the basic foundation, know the basic things about the industry. You get me?
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and also remember add to that back then in the earlier times, like in times of Bob Marley and those people, they were doing it purely for the love initially.
Yeah.
And I know of musicians who get ripped off in the sense that they don't get any royalties or any publishing, and a whole heap of tracks that they play, they just go to the studio, producer say, all right, you guys in the studio for the whole day, and because them love music, so them just go there and them record the whole day, and them get a little money and get some food and them feel nice. And them
So it's the royalties. So alright. So is it both producers and musicians supposed to benefit off royalties, or is it strictly artists?
I mean, anybody a part of the song supposed to benefit from royalties.
Everybody.
But, I mean, on the composing side of music, it would be the musician and the producer would get their money from, the composer.
Production royalties.
Yeah.
Production.
Writing is different with the artists. Them get for them writing cut and whatever as the artist. And if you also help with composing as well as the artist, then
that too. Alright. Are you guys familiar with American rapper Chance the Rapper?
Yeah.
Alright, you guys know that he's an independent artist. I'm assuming that you guys
Allegedly. Yeah.
Oh, allegedly.
Yeah.
Alright, so another question that viewers have been asking is, why do artists still sign record deals?
I believe that artists sign record deals in this day and age because they don't have the resources like at their disposal right away. You get me? because it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of patience for you to invest in yourself and also know what you're investing in. You get me? And get your music out there. So a lot of people they fall like on the shoulders of a label because they need that help. You get me?
Yeah, the labels they come to you and they have the capital, they have the marketing, they have everything. You don't have anything really. So you can say, all right, I'm going to do this. You have how much amount of people you want your music to reach to, distribution. So when a record or label company come to you with a proposal, most times as a young artist, you're going to jump on that boat and accept the deal.
Yeah.
So, alright, so as a musician, Mundo, alright, you're a guitarist, as I said, right?
Yeah.
So the guitar come from your pocket to purchase that guitar, and do you have to like purchase other guitars or just one guitar?
Well, that is something. It's just like a how do I call it? It's just like a tool. Look at it as a tool. Yeah, the first guitar I got that as a gift. I was starting out, but I used that, I practiced with that, and so till I started working, and then I bought my guitar,
Right.
electric guitar.
So would you guys sign a record deal right now or not?
I mean, I would sign a record deal if I can negotiate things in my favor. You get me?
You think the industry will do that?
I mean, if I have independently gained enough leverage to, be able to say what it is I want and don't want, then I believe that I'm worth that. But if I haven't done any work, enough work, then I don't really have much leverage again.
A publishing deal right now, it is always good for producers and composers to sign publishing deals, because that's where it is. That's the heights of you know that you're good when when a company comes to you and say, all right, we have a publishing deal for you, because what happens is that they commission work for you. So they get the stuff and you do the work, and they get their cut, you get their cut, and also they pay you a big sum of money.
Yeah.
Alright, so with that being said, so I'm assuming that you both are not signed to any contracts right now.
No, we're not.
No.
Completely independent?
Yeah.
Alright, so this question goes to I think mostly Blue. So what would the day-to-day experience like in the studio? Because people might just understand, or people will get the notion also that the studio and just go there, voice, and leave. Or some other person just go to a studio and just chill out and then leave. Like, what is the studio experience like for you?
I mean, for me personally, I mean, other people, everybody's experience with a studio is different. Me, I like to work with people closely. You get me? So I don't really like having a lot of people that I don't know in the studio while I'm doing work. Whether it is I'm chilling or I'm recording, like, because it's a very spiritual thing for me. Like, it's a routine that I'm stuck to. Like, that's my safe haven. You get me?
Yeah.
So if I'm recording, I need to be 100% comfortable. So yeah, it's just a vibe with me, the engineer, probably the producer, the person who made the beat, I'm the man. Probably one and two girls.
Naturally. All right, you're independent, right?
Yeah,
I just said.
yeah.
All right. So how did that connection like with working with famous producer, German producer Forster? How did that came into be, and how did that impact your career?
That's just the influence of social media. You get me? Because I mean, we linked up through a mutual friend on Facebook, and through that I sent first the music, and he liked the music and stuff, and yeah, that's really how the connection went. And then from there, he came to Jamaica for the first time ever. Came to this side of the world, first time ever, and we worked on a song called "Believe" featuring Leiba.
You should check that out.
Yeah, that really impacted my career, because it's like it was the first I got like clean visuals for a song and proper distribution and stuff like that, and a proper rollout, pre-rollout, post-rollout and stuff like that for the song. So yeah, it was a lot of impact here.
Nice. All right, I realized you said something. Social media. So as an upcoming artist coming up, would you say that social media is key if you want to be independent and if you want to get what's rightfully yours with royalties, money and everything to fully maximize on your career?
Yeah, definitely. Social media, you definitely need social media to fully maximize on your career because, I mean, a lot of times we're not going to get like to go to radio stations and to go to like a TVJ or a CVM or whatever. Like the first set of people that you're getting to see is when you're performing live or when you're on social media. Those are the first people you impact.
Yeah, you need a presence on social media.
Yeah.
As an artist, as a musician, if you want to get out there, then social media is a must because you can be several places at once. So social media gives you
opportunity.
To be in Turkey, Baghdad, everywhere. Yeah, and the Instagram Live now, it's just like they are making it easier for us as
interact with the
creatives.
audience.
Yeah, to go out there and to make a mark.
Because even with streaming and stuff like that, in this streaming era, because at first when you're selling CDs and whatever, the artists wouldn't be able to see where like their music actually making an impact. But with things like Spotify and SoundCloud and stuff like that, when you release music and you can actually see where them doing good, you see the exact countries, Germany, UK, whatever, and all that stuff. Yeah, that really help you as an artist to grow and know your market and know where you need to continue hitting.
Alright. So do you guys fully own your music?
I fully own my music.
Oh yeah, like all the rights to it?
For now, yeah.
I don't fully own because most of my work are collabs. So I've done collabs with producers like JLL, Ayatash, Jackson Stacks.
Oh, these are young
Shatta
producers as
Cookies.
well? Upcoming producers?
It's a mixture. Yeah, I've worked with a whole heap of people internationally. We have Marcus, more known as Marcus.
Yeah. Bojo son.
So alright, so do you guys sample music? Do you sample music when you're
Yes,
making
man. I definitely sample music.
Alright, so when sampling music, do you have to like contact like the persons who own the music before?
Yeah, the people them establishment and whatever, you have to reach out to them. But I mean, at this stage in time, we just sample the music and we just use it. If the song get big and them want to so go by them time, them have the money, we just pay that tax. You get me? But I mean, yeah, the proper procedure is to reach out to their establishment and get the sample cleared. And that choice is like solely on whether or not they want to do it. Like they don't have to. So, yeah.
Alright, another thing, really and truly, alright, upcoming like businesses such as like Quartz, RJ and such and such. Any of you guys have done any work with any commercial business such as them or had any contract issues or issues with payment?
Yeah.
Would you guys like tell the audience on your experience, like one of your experiences?
Every corporate company in Jamaica have bad experiences with payment because I mean, in Jamaica, as much as the creative is praised, they're not fully respected in terms of like financially and whatever. Like they love us, but they don't really
love you guys.
Yeah, like it's a thin line, you know. But, yeah.
My experience, I've had some good and some bad. Some small things like, I wouldn't say it's small, but like in terms of when you work, when you get paid on time, them take all weeks, and even working for government.
Alright, so question for you, Mundo. Alright, so if the contract says, because I'm assuming you guys got a contract before, alright, so if the contract says, for example, you guys should be getting paid December 20th, 2018, and when you check, it's January 19, 2019, you guys don't get paid, like, do you guys take legal actions or?
That is proper procedure. You should take legal action, but I believe that in the industry that we're in Jamaica, taking legal action might ruin your credibility and cause you to be
Yeah.
somewhat blacklisted by
Oh,
other
Yeah,
companies.
It's
so,
like that?
so you have to just go straight badness. That's what I'm joking. I'm joking. Joking. No, but like we give them time, like we talk to them because I remember one instance with this company. I've done the work and the contract says like a week after they said check. I said cool. So it's, for instance, I do the event Friday and they said Monday of next week.
No money.
Yeah, I
that's
mean, I have to
very-
be constantly calling them and they say it's not them, it's some government. And I say,
That happened to me with when we did a road tour. Like we got the contract and everything, said that we were going to do the shows this day and we were going to get paid like a week after. We didn't get. That was like February. We didn't get paid until in March.
Oh wow.
And the thing is that you kind of have to be understanding also because I mean we're all humans, and at the same time it's like the excuse that they gave me was that they don't keep money at that company. They do like the accounting elsewhere. And
yeah,
They had
sometimes
issues,
some lame excuses are.
yeah. So
They-
as long as you get my money to me,
So if these are just like commercial business, I understand you both have been on tour, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So does the same thing happen when you guys on tour, like bad experiences with the tour agencies? So,
Oh yeah, man.
it seems like it's happened to you as well, Mundo?
Yeah, not so much like that, but I remember one time we had to stick up not stick up with a
Because I was wondering.
No, not like that. Meaning that we were on stage and ready, and we would just not play a note until the money was given to the manager.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
same thing for you.
Well, my experience was just that there wasn't as much transparency when it came to finances. You get me? So, I mean, there was a bit of transparency, but it wasn't enough, especially since when you're traveling with a large travel crew
True, yes.
and everybody is supposed to be compensated. There's going to be an issue with payment and stuff like that. So,
I understand with you
Especially
guys, a lot of money issues, financial issues with these companies. They don't like to pay their artists.
no,
Because I'm telling you why. Because they think that what we are doing is not something that is important. They don't look at that.
But when you say that
and
you
it's a-
guys are making their agencies money,
it's a culture. I don't know if it's because if it's Jamaica, but people don't look at creatives like arts, people in the arts as really important. But when you look at it, we are every job. Me, if you say every job important, because if you don't have music, people use music for so much things, for relax, for take their mind off of things, for lift them spirits.
so that comes back to where I started the podcast, where it's not just the music, as you said earlier. It is what 10% music, you said.
Yeah,
90% everything else. So that 90% at the end of the day, it's still a business and it should be treated like a business, like where they treat a NCB, a Scotia,
Yeah, it's a business.
or a CVA.
Definitely.
Yeah, we have reached. There's a breaking point that I have reached
Yeah.
to just say, all right, now I reach a certain level. I'm not saying I reach, but after you put in the work and you get to a certain level,
Can demand. certain
yeah, you
things,
can
yeah.
demand certain things. So people know, or most people know that, oh, you can't call Mundo for this, yeah, because
True.
they know that, yeah, it's business now, it's
I see.
business hours.
Yeah.
Business
True.
hours.
Yeah.
I personally believe that that's the thing that people fail to understand. Like, it's not just you guys are talented and just using the mouth, or in Mundo's case, his fingers. It's a business at the end of the day. It's a business. All right, lastly, do you guys have any advice for these upcoming musicians or artists coming up in the industry?
Yeah, Mundo can.
Yeah.
Personal business advice.
I mean, my advice is in general. So, one, just know yourself, know what you are about, and you have to work hard. Know the business side, get to know, ask people, research. Make sure you sign up for the BMI, the JCAP, or the ASCAP. And
What are the JCAPs?
JCAP, those are publishers. They deal with
Like copyright?
Yeah, and publishing of your music. And
That's what you do as well, Mr. Blue?
Yeah, everybody in music.
so
Because they collect like the money for you like worldwide if the music is being played.
yeah.
Tell me if I'm being as us Jamaicans saying being too enough, but you guys are making money. You can say you guys are, even though you guys are upcoming, but as you said,
You're making money. Like a lot of people use the publishing checks and stuff like that to pay rent and buy food
True.
and everything. Like
Yeah.
you make serious money, especially if you're in good enough rotation.
Yeah. So what I would lastly say to those upcoming people, artists, musicians, is that they should know about the field that they are getting into. Take time to do research, just work hard, and just have a open mind. Yeah, and just know say it's not easy. So just prepare for that.
all right, Mr. Blue.
I mean, as I said earlier, you have to be passionate. You see me? It's not a popularity It's not about who more popular on social media and who
have more followers.
It's not about that. You get me? You have to be passionate and you have to always be a student of the music on both ends, whether it be that you're working on your craft as a musician and an artist and you're working on understanding the business side of music. Like you have to. Those are things that you have to do. You get me?
Right. You hear that, audience? Treat your career just like a business.
It is because you're a brand. You get me? You're a brand.
All right. Thanks again, Mr. Royal Blue,
Yes.
Mr. Mundo.
Don't know why we're shaking
Bless
hands. That's an audio recording.
That's all the time we have for today's session of In the Booth. It was a pleasure having such young and exceptional talent with us in the booth today. I'm sure the audience will appreciate this information you both have shared. Could you tell the audience where we can find your music?
Yeah, man, the Royal Blue and everything. Just search up the Royal Blue, you're going to find
Yeah,
it.
Almanda Douglas Facebook and Instagram. It's Almanda_L_Capo.
And is there anything next for you both? Like what's next for you, Mr. Armando?
Well, for me always is studio straight. I have an upcoming tour. Etana.
Yeah, man, studio, music, writing, everything.
I understand you have an upcoming EP as well?
Yes, man, working on all kinds of things, man.
Nice. All right, that's it again for another session for In the Booth. You can find this session and other sessions on our blog at booth.music.blog and check out regular music updates on our Twitter page at twitter.com/musicbooth. That's it. I'm your host, Matthew Leiba, and tune in next week for another session In the Booth.